Hello, my name is Michael Toledo Jr., Governor for the Pueblo of Jemez. Like all other tribes, we want to be economically self-sufficient. We want to be able to determine our own destiny.
7 years ago, in 2004, the leaders of the Pueblo of Jemez embarked on a project that would help their tribe meet their many critical needs. They joined with the people of Anthony, New Mexico, a rural border community, to develop a casino project in accordance with IGRA, the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, a law passed by the United States Congress in 1988.
When the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act was enacted by the United States Congress in 1988, there was a provision made in that law, which is a two-part determination. And what Congress intended to do at that time was use Indian gaming as the economic development engine for Indian country. And it's probably one of the most successful laws that have ever been enacted. But Congress also knew that most of Indian country is in rural America. And they felt that just because a tribe is, unfortunate, enough to be in a rural area where there is not enough people, that the law will allow them to appeal to the Secretary of Interior to put certain lands in trust for them for economic development purposes. In this case, it would be casino. And there's only two things that the Bureau needs to look at. When this request is made, is it in the best interest of the people of the tribe? And is it not detrimental to the community? In this case, will be Anthony. Those are the only two things that the Department of Interior has to weigh. It says nothing about distance. It says nothing about ancestral ties.
This doesn't set a precedent where you come in and you put in a casino and then tomorrow your neighbor wants a casino and you drop it in Vado or Berino. This is a process that takes years. It takes a plan that can get through the environmental impact statement and the entire environmental process that looks like at everything from economic impact assessments to environmental impact assessments. How is the building going to work? How is the traffic going to flow? What kind of biological flora and fauna do we have in the area that will be impacted? It takes many, many years.
In terms of the numbers of casino establishments in New Mexico, there are about 11 now, because there's been a couple of new ones added in the Navajo Nation. That serves the northern part of the state. Northern part of the state has maybe 800,000 population. In the southern part of the state, we have one racino, one full-fledged casino, servicing over 2 million people. And down here, you have 750 slots at this one racino that's complaining we're just going to drive them out of business. And in the northern part, you've got thousands of slots. So we're not here to harm anybody. We're here to provide the establishments that people are looking for, many of whom, by the way, tell me they fly to Vegas.
And I have been interested in finding out from some of the other sheriffs what kind of issues and problems do they have. And there just hasn't really been that many that they've been, made aware of. I mean, some of our bars have more issues and problems than there have been at some of the casinos around. And I'm talking about some of the bigger ones in Albuquerque and different places like that. I think that most of the people from Anthony definitely feel that it would be beneficial. I think that most of the people there feel that it would be provide jobs and security for the community. And I can say that that is something that I've spoken to a lot of people in that area regarding. I do feel that it would definitely be a benefit to the community, and I think they feel the same way. I think it would definitely generate revenue for the county too that would help in many ways.
It's like any other little city or any town in the state of New Mexico. Drugs, graffiti, vandalism. We can clean this up by developing our police force. How? By being models, going out and talking to these kids that there's a better way of developing yourself. Maybe one day you become a doctor, maybe become a lawyer, instead of just becoming a what? A gang member. And through these programs that we establish here in Anthony, through the casino that will give us that revenue for the city of Anthony. Just give us the opportunity.
when you listen to them discuss the perils of the casino, you have to laugh because it makes no sense. Some of the things are, it's going to bring gangs into Anthony. There are gangs in Anthony. We don't have a casino. It's going to bring drugs into Anthony. We have drugs, and there's no casino. It's going to cause families to disintegrate. It already happens. There's nothing that you can say about the casino that isn't already happening in this day. It has nothing to do with the casino. It's the condition of poverty that causes so many of these problems.
I think it's back in the early years, around the maybe late 50s, early 60s, the Indian Health Service had laid down some of our the piping for water distribution, and they're still galvanized, and they still have this clay pipes that are asbestos. If we are to replace all the piping that we have, it's going to cost millions of dollars. That's why we had looked into gaming to meet some of the unmet needs that we have in the Pueblo of Jemez. And one bathroom homes with 2 or 3 families, that's hard to live with.
The people here, family is everything to them. Home is everything to them. So when people need to come home, they need to let them in whether they have room or not. So we will have 21 people living in a 2-bedroom house with 1 bathroom. People that have moved into derelict homes with no plumbing, no cooking facilities at all. They knock on someone's door to take a shower and use the bathroom. And just to improve the health and sanitary facilities, high rates of asthma here in very small children as well as the elderly. They're crawling around on linoleum over dirt floors in a house made of adobe that is cold in the winter and leaks, and the asthma rates are off the chart. I didn't even have to look. I knew that when I saw the dirt houses, and it is true.
If the casino comes in, okay, I don't think there's any doubt in anybody's mind. Even the most strident opponent of the casino will acknowledge that 950 jobs is substantial. That's an understatement, substantial. It's overwhelming.
You know, I work in the trenches. I see what it takes to create these jobs. I see what it takes to bring industry here. This is a project that we can do immediately. We can start tomorrow once it's approved and get underway, and it has an immediate impact in the community where these industrial parks take years, sometimes 15, 20 years to bring them up and create the kind of employment where there's 950 jobs.
I think it's going to have an opportunity for other businesses to piggyback off the casino and locate here, not only creating jobs within the casino, but also creating jobs within the community. It's going to create future development outside the casino area within both Texas and New Mexico.
But what blew me away was the creation of a commitment of creating a $40 million endowment over a period of 10 to 12 years. That, in looking and doing some research, has never been done. It's never been done in New Mexico, and we can't find any casino in the nation who is committed to doing that kind of thing.
We're told they're going to establish an endowment fund of $40 million for this community, for the use in this community. Can you imagine a little town of our size with $40 million sitting over there in an endowment fund that will kick off the interest, and it'll pay for all kinds of services from the municipal government down to the kid that's playing volleyball or soccer.
What is unique about the Pueblo of Jemez is that as a tribe, we have always been very committed to the education of our children. This project, we are also committed to our employees. We are willing to invest $1 million in job training, and once they become permanent employees, we are also going to make the investment in continuing education of these employees so that if they choose to advance their lives and educational opportunity, we are going to be committed to that. The students of Anthony and Doña Ana County also stand to benefit by the creation of a foundation and education fund to support scholarships for them to pursue, whether it's vocational or higher education. And I think that is a testament to our commitment to our employees and the community that we're going to be a part of. Currently, the Pueblo of Jemez has set up an educational foundation. So some of the revenues that are generated through this project will be invested in that fund to support the future of our children, whether it's vocational education, 4-year degrees, advanced degrees, any kind of job training opportunities that we want to provide for our children in our community.
I believe that with the monies that would be used from the endowment, we'd be able to offer scholarships to the students in our communities. There is a great need for after-school tutoring. I mean, everybody realizes that in our state, many of the children are not able to go home and get the needed assistance that they require, and sometimes it just takes one little explanation, you know, to be able to be successful the following day.
And when they want to go to college, we just don't have the funding to send them to college. And we have a scholarship program, but we give the funding out to our students at a minimal rate, like maybe about $500 for the whole year. And right now the college tuition is somewhere around $13,000 and maybe even more, and it's still going up.
I can talk to a business and attract somebody that wants to bring in nanotechnology, and I've already talked to them before, but they're looking for a workforce that's prepared. They're looking for technical expertise, and we have those capabilities with our college, our community college, and with our university. But we need to be able to get our youth there. We need to get them interested to stay in school, to finish school, to go on to higher education. I believe that the majority want the casino.
Well, actually, I am very impressed, and it shows the hard work on the ground that's been done. If you would have told me a year ago that this project would be endorsed by the Chamber of Commerce of Las Cruces and the Hispano Chamber of Commerce de Las Cruces, I would have said, I think they would probably be generally supportive of the idea, but I doubt that there'd be an endorsement. And we're sitting here today with an endorsement from both of these organizations that represent all aspects of the business community in this region.
The Pueblo of Jemez Anthony Casino has been endorsed by a number of groups. The Greater Las Cruces Chamber of Commerce, the Las Cruces Hispano Chamber of Commerce, the Southern New Mexico Building Industries Association, Old Mesilla Board of Trustees, the Pueblo of Jemez Tribal Council, the Doña Ana County Commission, the City of Anthony, New Mexico, Anthony Chamber of Commerce, and the City of Anthony, Texas. In addition, tribal letters of support for the Pueblo of Jemez Anthony Casino have come from the Pueblo of Acoma, Okeowinge, Quewa Pueblo, the Pueblo of San Ildefonso, Nambe Owinge, the Pueblo of Cochiti, the Pueblo of Picoris, Piro Manzo Tiwa, the Pueblo of Zuni. The U.S. Secretary of the Interior determines whether the project would be in the economic best interest of the tribe without harming the area in which it would be built. The governor of New Mexico would also have to concur.